impressing each other, weakness and strengths. It's so hard to attest to or attain. It's not even an ability anymore in the world. So, anyways, this is Dave McCready's YouTube channel. I'm just going to do a quick demonstration and diagram on what I think is neuroscience's key element to artificial intelligence. And you can follow along, and I'll use various images and symbols to communicate. If you don't understand, that's fine. I'm not expecting you to, but you will enjoy it. I've watched my own videos before, I do, and I'm an extremely intelligent, clairvoyant, clear-thinking human being. I'm not irrelevant. I know more than just consciousness as a theory. I know more than just subdiversion, or subliminal, or subconscious, those words, as a condition. Anyways, I'm going to put this phone, my recording device, a little box, and then talking to you, and that's all it is, on this clip here, and record a drawing. I'm going to explain it, and I'm going to draw it. Here's what I previously thought of. Okay, so the tree of life is actually a tree. These are its roots. Here. This is a two-dimensional plane. You know, I understand through alchemy, and alchemy only. AK. AK is the sound of absolute and nothingness in India. It's a seed tone. It's impossible to actually create in a meditation, telling it to somebody else, and then be able to communicate it to something else. You don't see it, you learn it. Anyways, now I'm going to dialogue the constitution of the universe in terms of these three numbers, 3, 24, and fire, earth, water, and air. This is earth, this is air. They're actually commodities to you. Because if you're walking somewhere, and it's very challenging, like me, you know you're walking on pure cement while you go. You have absolute confidence to walk up every hill. There is no lack of confidence. That's why people tell each other that they gotta get exercise, get up in the morning and actually do it. It's confidence after a while. Now going back to my geometry, this is as simple as stupid as stupid does. It's as ridiculous and moronic as any mumbling mumbotron would be morally, ethically divergent within conditions that could be convergent enough to him be that very fourth thing, a mental event. That's E for event. It has a value and condition which is its opposite. This is an axon here. This is an axon here. I have 3 axons, A3. This here would be a matrix. It's also the same symbol. This is your last axon, giving us 4 altogether. So let's go Anyways, this is the first actual microprocessor chip that IBM designed. It was called Blue Chip, or Deep Blue. It actually looked just much like what I drew it to, little tiny squares that in each square, the squares get infinitesimally compact. That's because they're not actually axons, silly. The axons, and what are dendrites as cables, or transistors, not resistance, it's not current or conduction, and it's not a hertz, as in electromagnetic field. All atomic computers are based on one thing, the nuclear actual energy. The seriously stupid thing about this is that if you have actual any technology in your possession right now, and you're thinking about trading or getting rid of it because you want to upgrade your model, you're actually doing the planet a serious amount of worthless assistance, the entire planet. And that is because all the elements involved in the periodic table that have been discovered, there are actually 92, from H to U, are becoming irrelevant in terms of commodity on the earth itself to be mined. You can't dig a hole to the center of Earth, expecting every layer to give you every material that you want as you build a tower to heaven. That heaven would become the moon would become the sun, and ever-increasing exponential changes take place in every interaction around the planet every day. Internet doesn't travel in straight lines. The United States has the biggest internet cable system by 90%, and they have power over China. China's AI is optical, and optics is what face recognizes you in public. Back in 2002, there were these things around all of a sudden everywhere for no reason, and you'd see stickers and graffiti based on them all the time. This is my favorite drawing because it's so simple and it is just what it is. Okie dokie then. Going back why I'm here, this is my YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. The square root of 1 is 1. 1 plus 1, negative 1 is empty. The planet has more water for energetic condition in all directions based on events. There is 6 degrees. 6 mean latitude and longitudinal arc. Per minute. A minute could be a square kilometer, doesn't matter, it could be a square mile, it could be a square millimeter. It could also be a physicist's illusion, and therefore it could be a nanometer. That's a billionth, nth, or I could just write 4 illion, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just say 2. So it's 2 billion and 7 trillion and 9 quad. But if you take all these significant numbers and you have the actual diameter of our entire universe, it's not actually breaking down. It's actually being recreated within, yes, this time they measured these 3 things. It's very interesting, mind you. But it actually being regarded by mathematicians for quite a long time now as the beginning of time, which you are all familiar with. Here's the Big Bang, and these are like waves, and these frequencies getting more and more dense, and doing what you expect them to do based on alpha, omega, the prima facie of all conditions. I think I've got enough with this YouTube into exploring basically the journey through life that we all have. It doesn't matter whether or not you interpret your own journey as someone else's. It's actually the existence we live. Like, my backpack that I carry is the fool's backpack. The fool is not what he seems. He's actually climbing the mountains of Tibet as a digital nomad in order to find K2. This digital nomad takes what he thinks from the Giza pyramids is to be the most important thing that ever was. That's just who I am. So if you've been paying attention today, this should all make sense to you. Anybody who hasn't been listening could not possibly make sense of what I just said, or drawn because they're not watching me draw it, and they won't ask because people are too proud of being weak around somebody who's extremely intelligent. I know that, we all know that, guys, so it's okay. I'm not trying to make my viewers or my friends feel small. We all know that. This is my exploration. And whether or not it's actually accomplished, and I get to visit these places like Antarctica, Atlantis, or the new Avebury, Stonehenge, as my new element. Thank you and good night. And just in case I don't see you, good morning. Okay, that's it. Have a nice day. Bye.